Every so often, a new piece of information comes along my way and inspires me. This happened in a set that I played with somebody. This is something so specific, so unique, so rare, that if you blink, you would have missed it. When Juri activates her Feng Shui Engine, if you hold down a punch button, you dash toward the opponent. After the dash connects, you can chain your normals like you usually would. But what happens if the next move in the chain whiffs? You're left with a lot of frame advantage. And with that frame advantage, we can use that to press something heavy. I'm going to explain to you why this works and how you can use it to your benefit to win more games. If someone is this far away, they probably wouldn't whiff this move. But I chose this move specifically because Blancos will use this to bait out their rolling attack. And if you are in a range where they would want to use the attack, there's other choices to punish with. I believe in showing tech because the more people that use it, the more people can test things. And they might find something that I didn't find. Under Feng Shui Engine, her forward hard punch is very important because it does the most damage. So anytime we get a chance to start Feng Shui Engine and use heavy punches, it's a plus. At this range, using forward hard punch isn't a viable option. But since Blanca's hands extends really far out, even from really far away, you can snipe his hands with the Feng Shui Engine activation dash. Under normal circumstances, after the dash, you can now chain into moves. But since the hurt box on his arm extends so far forward, sometimes it will cause your next move to whiff. The caveat to this is that their hurt box must extend out and the move must recover slow enough so that the Feng Shui Engine dash will reach them. In this case here, Lily's standing medium punch is so fast that I would have to have been buffering beforehand to get this to work. And in actuality, this is not very reasonable to expect the player to be able to do. But moves that are slow to recover, those are the best moves to use for this tech. First thing that came to mind is what about moves that are trying to build resources that are slow to recover? Well, sometimes it works fine. Due to timing and spacing, sometimes your next attack will not whiff and you don't get the tech. Thing is, I can also react with a drive rush to punish his drink as well. And that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time when it comes to this tech, because I can usually react with a drive rush. Moves like JP's standing heavy punch is hard to whiff punish because the hurt box is so small. So a lot of times you'll try to answer and the moves will just whiff. You would need to be close enough to avoid the attack but still be in range for the counter poke. But if you're buffering and you whiff punish with Feng Shui Engine, you can get a big punish. This is very hard to do on reaction because you might not be in time to actually get the whiff punish. Let's go over some situations that might be helpful. JB trying to drink full screen, we can stop that. Marissa's hard punch takes a big chunk of the screen, but so does Juri's hard punch. You can whiff punish this very easily. However, you could use Feng Shui Engine, as we had said, to force the whiff and then go into a bigger punish. Lily's moves are good candidates for this because of the hurt box that's extended from her clubs. The problem with it is that the moves are quick, so you kind of have to be guessing. Or you have to be buffering beforehand, which might give your intentions away. Technically with JP, you have to be buffering beforehand, but if you got those, you got those. Juri's Fuhajin is what gave inspiration to this tech, so absolutely this works. If Ryu backs up to get Denjin charge, absolutely. Find it easier if you hit them earlier in their startup, and also if you use light punch to whiff. People hate dealing with donkey kick, but the hurt box is so large that you can really snipe this out almost full screen. Another option too is to use Feng Shui Engine. Take note, donkey kick is really active, so if you try to hit the tail end by doing it early, you might still get hit. Still, this is one of the easier ones to do. If you use light punch, it's a little bit more consistent. One of the easier ones to maximize also. Honda has an interesting one because they'll use the standing hard punch to try to bait out a parry, a drive impact, something to respond to because you'll think headbutt. If you catch wind of this, you can punish the hard punch. It does require that you be buffering. However, it's an option. Same thing applies for a Sumo Spirit. You can go almost the full screen, about 3/4 of the way there. And you can get that big punish. Blanka is one of the most relevant options because it covers a lot of the screen. It's pretty easy to do, and they will use this often to try to bait out an option for the Blanka Ball. Because this move looks a lot like the startup of Blanka Ball, they will also use this to bait out a response. But just like the others, you can bait it out. Same thing I said about Merce's Gladius is the same thing I'll say about Zangief, is that his moves are so slow and the hurt box is so big, they're kind of easy to whiff punish to begin with. But there's two things about this. If he charges it up and you backdash, you can still get the punish. His Heavy Punch has armor, so he'll just blow right through. But keep in mind that Feng Shui Engine does break armor, so you can blow right through it. It all seems interesting because his limbs do have a hurt box and you can interact it from full screen. For moves like this, I'll use standing a medium punch, drive rush, and then get back in. But can we use Feng Shui Engine to whiff punish? Technically, yes, but we're not close enough. But technically, if we were to punish it and then use a light punch, we're plus 22. I tried this a few times and I got plus 20, I got plus 22, so it might vary from time to time. For Flash and Trash, what you can do is make it whiff and drive rush in with a light attack. Aki has a few moves that propel her forward, so her hard punch is a candidate, as well as her forward hard punch. If you found this tech to be helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I always find new tech to be very interesting, and I have a video on screen right here about Fuzzy Guard, which is one of my favorite techs to use for Juri. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.